Hey there, everybody. Welcome back with the Plat and welcome back with the Chase to the Oddcast. As you can see in the top right corner of the stream, I cut it off.
Chaos Games.
Chaos Games. All right. We are doing a podcast today. That is going to be primarily what my stream is. Chase, what's on the docket?
Let me see. We could remember back when we had events in the game,
Okay.
maybe.
You know,
or we could reminisce about the hour of content we had this month.
This event reminds me a lot of Dragon Quest 1 event. So, it is kind of this is just a callback event. It's callback to the classic events of old. All right, so
yeah,
let's talk about and we'll address the Summerfest event. Me and Chase are both in the same boat. We don't really like the event. I think Chase is probably a little more vocal about that side than I am. But there is a new event in the game, right? I mean, let's just go over what does the event actually have. The event has some mission rewards, a low amount of mission rewards actually, but I do have the game pulled up on the stream. I don't know if you see that, but I already can't even see all the mission rewards, but like the hard levels go from up to 50, and you get like either the unit that you're trying to farm and some gems, or you get the weapon you're trying to farm and some gems or something. And then normal only goes to like 5 or 10 or something. It's like almost immediately done. There's almost no reason to grind normal.
Yeah, all but 2 of the missions only go up to 5.
Yeah, so that's kind of lame. So you have less to grind, which is like maybe a good thing. I don't know. But
I haven't paid attention to every single completion, but the hard 6 for clearing the ghost, from my look, it seems to be about like 30 medals. Are you getting more, or it seems to be a crap drop rate?
I've gotten anywhere from 30 to 60, but it is definitely lower because unlike all the events we've had since Dragon Quest 1, this does not have a very hard mode. This is normal and it has hard. And so not only is there not very hard, so instead of like 25 stages, per level, and then a total of 50 or 75 stages total, all with gem rewards, we're getting 21 stages total. And out of those 21 stages, only 10 of those stages actually provide gems. On hard mode, there is not a single gem reward for completing the stages or for any of the side objectives. It's all just for more tokens, which is like, that's like the bare minimum, I think, for a stage is everyone wants their 80 gems when a new level comes out, right?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, at the end of the stream when I realized it, I looked at I jumped onto YouTube, pulled up my stream, and like pulled it back to the beginning. I only earned about 1,000 gems that night. That was with a couple of the missions and going through the full event, clearing the boss battles, everything, really over 1,000 gems. So
now
there's a couple hundred more through the missions, I think, maybe 200 more, and then I will say the login bonuses are nice. 6 tickets, I think, or
yes.
8.
Every other day we're getting a ticket, which is kind of, I like it. It's kind of spaced out every other day. Like, that's not bad.
It's not too much. It feels really nice.
There is a silver lining to this event, but first let's just address everything that's in there. It's got the mission rewards, which are kind of low. It's got the 21 stages, which out of the 21 stages, the only things farmable are, I believe, there's 2 weapons, 2 A weapons. One of the weapons sucks. The fan, I think, kind of sucks. The corn is pretty fantastic though.
See, I don't like the corn.
The corn is the only Zam potency for spells in the game right now, which is good.
We don't have one from the equipment missions?
We have a Zam sword, so it won't help weaker units hit the wisdom cap.
Oh, okay. My bad. I just assumed that we had a wisdom wand, or a Zam wand, so...
We don't have a Zam this is the first Zam staff.
We're just in a spot right now where a Zam weapon is like, oh, great, that helps me like make a mediocre unit more powerful in PvE. Like,
yeah. So basically, what this weapon's good for is obviously you're not going to use it in arena because there's no good Zam users for arena. Yeah. But there are stages, especially like EX fights and shit, where it's like, hey, every enemy here is weak to Zam. You're like, well, I've only got Zamel because it's the strongest Zam in the game, and so you are going to be able to buff up someone that's already at the wisdom cap by another potentially up to 10% if you get some good rolls. My Zam users can hit for about 400, so it might be like an extra 40 damage per attack on that weapon. I'm not saying it's like crazy, but it is like...
Oh, it's probably twice that. It's like 8... Well, No, it's probably like 50 or 60 damage because yeah, it comes out to what 12-15% if you get some good rolls on it.
Yeah, so like it's pretty good. It's a weapon that's like, again, it's one of those things where it's nice to have in the arsenal because it has a clear purpose and it could be used for that purpose. Things that I don't like as much are like the fan weapon, where it's specific to this character that I don't think people should pull on, and it also is kind of just weak overall. Now it does have plus 40 3 HP gold rolls you can get. So if you farm the weapon, you could get up to, if you get a good roll, you could get like the 22 attack from the base weapon and 2% physical potency, which is nice, and like 120 HP. That would make it a pretty formidable weapon. But I don't. I think attack is a trap on this weapon because most of us have the flail at this point. We have liquid metal sword at this point. They're just better weapons.
Yeah,
But if you go for full HP on this weapon, I think it could carve out a nice little spot.
I think it was a good weapon 3 months ago.
Yeah, exactly. So there's 2 farmable weapons. There's 1 farmable unit, 11 stages. There is a new banner, which we don't recommend pulling on because the unit is active.
Nope.
It's not a bad unit. I think it's a good unit, but the issue is the unit is available at the same exact time as Sorrow, and Sorrow is probably the best unit in the game, and they fulfill basically an exact same role. That's one issue I have with multiple banners being up at the same time, just in general. Like, right, there's a Zoma banner, and there's like an Alicia banner or whatever, and a Kirill banner. I don't know if they're all still up, but the point is there'll be like 5 different banners up, and as a as a min-max, you're like, yeah, oh, I want a chance to get another Zoma back. That's cool. But for most people, you should only do whatever those units is the best unit, right? There's only like really 1 banner. If there's 5 banners, it's still kind of like there's 1 banner for a lot of players, because most people, whether like, you should just be pulling for Sorrow and see if you get lucky. You shouldn't be pulling for every new unit. You should be trying to get your S units to Awaken 5, because that's going to get you more distance for the most part.
Yep.
And there's an event. Sorry, continue.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, a funny thing about Sorrow is I feel like I actually think he's made Arena easier. Because I'd rather deal with Sorrow than Zoma in every single lineup. I see way less caster lineups now in Arena. Do you get that?
Yeah, I haven't been as hardcore in Arena. I just avoid fighting.
I'm not doing it this week.
My main team has Zoma in it, so I kind of tend to avoid Sorrow. It depends on the level and Awakening, right? If it's like I see an Awaken 3 Sorrow at level 110, like I'm not going near it.
Even people without Sorrow are bringing less casters now. Like, yeah. I can actually get lineups without a caster every once in a while now, which that's the way to go. I still try to avoid Sorrow too, but like if I can get a team without Zoma, that's usually a go. If they only have like 1 caster, yeah, awesome.
I understand. So you're saying Sorrow being in the game has changed the meta of other players' teams, so it just makes Arena not as hard in general, because Zoma and White King are like the #1, like, hey, they're both going to focus down 1 unit that there's no possible way you can outrange both of them. Unless you just kill White King straight away because he has like 400 HP. But yeah. No, Arena has been easier overall with less White Kings, especially, I feel like.
Yeah.
Especially this week. This week has kind of got a low weight, I believe. But sorry, to get back, there's also an event shop for not Dragon Quest anything, for Summerfest. This is probably the worst event shop we've had. It has 1 orb, 3 it probably had 10 stamina herbs, but I've already bought some. Now, it is kind of nice that it does have 2 different kinds of fragments. You can get a total of 30 beast fragments, 30 undead fragments. That's a free awaken on any A unit you want in the game, or, any undead or beast unit you want awakened. That's pretty cool. And it's like 30% of the way to a free S unit of either of those types. So, like, that's kind of nice. But, like, the thing is, yeah, the shop's not bad, right? The shop is, if you just take this in a vacuum, this is really nice stuff, and it's nice to get this stuff. But you have to compare it to every other event shop we've had, because that's the standard, and this is probably the 2nd worst event shop we've had, only comparable to Dragon Quest 1 event, which is the first event in the game. So basically, this event came out in Japan on the 2nd month of the game, and it's coming out for us on the 5th, almost 6th month of the game. This is on the heels of our 6-month anniversary, and the issue is this is like a time capsule of what the game was like 3 months ago, and it's like nothing about the event is bad other than it's like all dated. This is like a Dragon Quest 1 event. there's only 3, or it was 2 or 3 irises in the shop. Every event since then has had 10 irises in the shop, which is crazy.
Well, I would be completely 110% on board with this event if it didn't have a 2-week lead up campaign with nothing in it.
Yeah. So like,
Well,
the thing,
I'm sorry, I don't count Orochi's Tower. I know you're about on the same page with me on it. You might be doing it, but you understand that the average player shouldn't be right now.
well,
So it's like we didn't have any. We had tomes for 2 weeks.
yeah.
2 weeks of tomes.
So the issue with Orochi's Tower is like it's fun, and I kind of like it, but like it also came out at the time where the tome event was going on, and most players should be investing in the tomes. You shouldn't be spending your stamina trying to get up to rank 8 Orochi, because you're not even getting anything if you clear it once, really. Like you might get the 1% weapon, but
Yeah.
you're not in reality. You should just be doing the lowest, easiest level. And even then, your lowest, easiest level that maybe you can clear with no stress is 5 or 6. And even at that point, you should just be using tomes. So Orochi's in kind of a weird spot right now where I don't think the average player is probably strong enough to clear it in a reasonable way. And now there's an event. So when do you spare 200 stamina a week? It's when there's an equipment event and there's not going to be an event. That's like when you should be doing Orochi, really trying to push it.
On that, so are you farming it right now? Are you doing it?
I haven't touched Orochi once since the first.
Oh, okay. Because here's the thing, and this is the other reason. It's like, okay, so you get up to 8, 9. We'll just leave out 10. I don't know how much harder 10 is, but let's say you can do 8, okay, and you do it relatively comfortably. You're a standard player. Your units aren't fully awakened or anything. You're not doing it just 10 times, though. No matter what you do, unless you have insane luck, it's going to cost you, I don't know, 300 or 400 stam, because you're not going to pass it every time.
Yeah.
You're going to miss Envenomate, you're going to miss Blunt, you're going to miss something. Like, you're going to get crit.
I basically
you're not going to do it 10 out of 10.
I basically just recommend, for the most part, people just wait until the stamina refund comes in. Once the stamina refund's in, that's a fucking fun event. It's a way to spend, hours into the game trying this really hard fight. Maybe you could do it this time, maybe you can't. All right, I give up, I go a level easier, and I do my attempts there. Like, that's totally, I think once there's stamina refresh or on loss, then I'm like, Orochi is like a 10 out of 10 addition to the game as a side optional thing that's fun, and it's not predatory. I think the term predatory is a little strong. I disagree with you there, but I do think it is there as a energy sink right now, basically, for most players. You should get your energy back on fail, and it will happen. And so I kind of just wait till then. Like, let's be honest, Orochi's a great unit, but he's not like gonna change your whole fucking team, right? Like, he's not like a top tier meta unit. He's just a pretty good unit. He's not mandatory. The weapon is like pretty good, and I would love to have the weapon. But you will get it eventually. It's not like we have a lack of bad weapon. If you can get the weapon, you already have the Flail of Destruction, and the Flail of Destruction is probably better. You don't need to feel pressured to just wait and do it later.
If you need it, you can't do it right now.
So the issue with this event, so I'm happy the event's here. I would like, I don't like, I would rather have this event than no event. Of course, I'm getting a bunch of free stuff, but you have to look at the precedent that's been set by the game. This is the worst event that's come out maybe ever, at least since Dragon Quest 1, in terms of what the player is getting. There's less stuff to grind. There's less stuff in the shop. There's less event rewards. There is an A unit, which is nice, and there's 2 weapons, which is nice. The banner is a little bit lackluster, which is fine, because like there's so many reasons to not pull on this banner. On top of Sorrow being in the shop, 6-month anniversary is next month. You should be saving your stuff for then. If you're not pulling on Sorrow, just save it for a Stark or save it for the 6-month. You shouldn't be spending your resources on this unit right now, unless you're the one person in my Discord that wants to make a full Bang team called the Bang Bus, in which case you totally have my blessing, and I want you to get the unit. And the thing is, it's a great unit. I actually do think it's a really good unit, but I just don't think it's worth it at this time.
We can tell Platt's thirsty.
Yeah, the shop. So the thing about the shop being really bad is that, like, yeah, we get an orb, which is nice. You get
we
the
get
weapon.
2 irises, so
Yeah, it's like 2 irises. So the reason where the shop gets bad. So obviously orb is great. There's 10 very easily scout tickets, which is awesome. You get the scout tickets for basically free for completing normal. You get 60 fragments, which is fantastic. You get 10 stamina herds, which is fantastic. And then we get to the part where it's like, this is ancient history. Every scroll is shit. Like every scroll, there's not like, they could have added a decent B scroll. Chilly breath, no one wants that. No fucking unit in the game is going to use chilly breath. Almost fucking ever. If you want chilly breath on a unit, you're going to use a unit that has chilly breath. And trust me, no one wants this. The only breath attacks worth a damn are the A rank breath attacks. And even they are questionable most of the time. And then after that, you get a bunch of C rank coverage abilities. And again, you're almost never going to use these. Like they're just all bad. They do like 100 damage at max wisdom cap. Like it's just,
you know
it's
what's
not worth
funny?
it.
It's just for me personally, like when this event came out in JP, like if we got this after EQ1 in between 1 and 3, I would have been excited for those C rank scrolls because it would be more potential CP. I mean, nobody cares about. There are 20 people playing the game that care about CP. I think right now.
Right, and so
Like,
yeah, people aren't CP guys. So I am doing a compliment sandwich. All right, this is kind of the idea I'm going with. I'm talking about the good, then I'm going to talk about the bad, then I'll talk about the good again. Orb, good, but it's required. It's mandatory, and it's only 1 orb, but they're remedying that, trying. Stamina herbs, good. The scrolls are bad. The scrolls are just bad. Also, 2 irises is kind of like almost a spit in the face. Like you need like 19 irises to get 1B, 1A, and 1S ranked up. Like 19 irises, and you get 1 every like 200 stamina or something. So the events is where the irises really come in and are really helpful. And a lot of people talk about the orb issue and like, we need more orbs. We need orbs here. You could buy orbs. You can't even buy it. You could buy irises kind of by doing pulls and then using Medini medals. But they really should have had like a full 10 or 20 irises in the shop, in my opinion. But so that, I think that part's bad. But again, to go back to the good, this is not all shit. All right. The shop is bad, but the game is doing it. Basically, they know the shop is bad, but they can't program anything else because they probably don't have any developers for our side of the game. They probably purely have translators. So they are doing a social media campaign, which is going to be basically a way to just cover it up, the fact that
there's a social media campaign.
Yes, they're not.
How did you know?
Yeah, because I follow the social media. Obviously, they don't talk about it in game.
Yeah, I just play the game, and I would have had absolutely no idea there was this media campaign.
So we got this here. All right, they're doing this Twitter. Well, it's all social media campaign, and they are putting the bar so low. They're putting it at like 1/5 of what their last one was of 1,000. Yeah, because they're putting it at. So I think we hit it, but it was like close.
No, here's the thing. I didn't want to say this at the time, but we only passed that one, I'm pretty sure, because a couple of people found out you could go on Facebook and just keep hitting the share button, and it counted each time.
Hey, I mean, I went on.
Yeah,
I had multiple
thank you
accounts
for doing that, but yeah.
All right, so we need to clear 3 mini games as a community, and we are gonna get. So we don't know exactly what we get. The point is that we clear all the mini games, we're gonna get another orb. So this is a little bit better than if they had 2 orbs in the shop, surprisingly, because no one actually has to do anything necessarily in game resources wise. We're all just gonna get a free orb because we're gonna crush this. I know if we don't crush this, the game is destroyed. But it's not destroyed. We are gonna crush this. I already know. And so we're also gonna get a bunch of gold things. We don't know the exact numbers. But we're going to get stamina herbs, tomes, gold. So they have this big event going on. And so if you're not on Twitter or Facebook, please go on there and do it. But you can see here, they have day 1. I have their whole Twitter feed here. All right. Like this one is very simple. So we only need to get 1,000 likes, comments combined across all 5 questions total. And we'll get 10,000 gold and 3 experience codexes, which is not that much. But we have to clear all these to get the orb. So that's pretty nice. We all want that orb. So this one is like, hey, what does the corn do? This is Zam. All right, we all know this. It's still like fun, you know. Like I like this kind of stuff. Like it just trying to engage. It's got 284 likes, 35 retweets, and a bunch of comments. I commented this as well. So we're already over halfway there with the first question, right? So we might clear it even by like day 3 or something. Day 2 of
Although,
Summerfest daily trivia. Oh,
so
sorry. Continue.
the first thing, the 10,000 gold, that's decent. If each of them are 10,000 gold, that makes me feel a little bit better. That's cool.
I think we're gonna get 10,000 gold for each mini game, right? Basically.
Yeah.
So like we're not gonna get 10,000 gold for every daily question, but we are gonna get 10,000 gold for this, 10,000 gold for this, 10,000 gold for this. So we'll probably get 30,000 total gold is my guess. But yeah, so like this is daily question 1, this is daily question 2. We're probably not gonna get 10,000 gold for each of them. But this is fun fact. Ghost characters have weight. Good luck measuring it on a scale. What is the weight of the vendor ghost monster? Well, he is an A rank, so let's do this right now. What is the weight of A ranks?
35. Oh,
35?
yeah.
You could also
did you not remember that, or?
No, I have no idea. I don't know what the weights are of units. Then I'm just gonna go here, guys. Do your part. This fat boy is 35 lbs.
Oh, so we got part
That's
2 out today?
a
Cool.
chonky ghost. That's a chonky ghost. All right, then you leave your comment, you leave your like, you retweet it, do a good thing, and then you go back, and now you're done. Now we're all closer to an orb. Now there is I don't know, they don't have the other thing out yet. They had the daily questions. I don't think they've done the guess the weight. Maybe that is the guess the weight. I don't know. It's kind of weird. And then who's your summer soulmate? So this is basically automatic, right? We're all gonna get a free orb. So yeah, the event sucks, but they are at least supplementing it. Like we're all gonna get probably around 30,000 gold. We're all gonna get a free orb, which is nice. Obviously, I still think there needs to be a minimum of 2 orbs a month, which they are finding ways to supplement. I would like 3 orbs a month, but whatever. You know, I'm okay with one of them being 0. Like I don't need to clear hard content to get it. You just get the orb. So like this is the positive side. I think it's nice that they are doing something to kind of try and make it not shitty. At least it means that like the people on our side know that this is a time capsule of an event, and that they know it's like, okay, this is not good for when it comes out. People expect more at this point. So yeah, you know, I've got pluses and negatives to say about the event. The event itself, lackluster. The social media campaign is a very fun, nice touch. And to me, it says that they are aware that this event is not bad, and they're trying to remedy that without having any developers, because their team is probably 3 people that know Japanese and English and 1 social media guy.
That's what I'm. Yeah, that's what I'm not used to in my games. I guess the thing is, like, now I know to have, and I'm not trying to be overly negative. It is negative. There's no positive spin on this. There is not going to be effort in localization. Like, their translation's really good. But, like, if you're expecting a single change when it comes to localization, this is proof that it's not going to happen. Like, they're not going to improve anything. They're not going to change a unit. They're not going to literally do anything in game. I'm surprised that we get, like, you know what? Even bug notices come, like, late. I mean, hey, did you know that King
Bubble Slime got his
King
tech
Bubble
6
Slime
finally.
doesn't do Sizz damage anymore? Yeah.
So
that's as much as we can expect. Like
I've played My Hero for a while, and I want to give huge props to the Dragon Quest Tact localization team. I had no idea how bad translations could be. They do a fantastic job in this game. Yes, there are some weird typos. Like, for example, if I go to this banner and I look down at Tortured Soul, and I can see it has been on every banner that's ever been in the game. Always, he is immune to paralysis frizz. The word frizz is after paralysis for no reason. It's just there, and every time immune to paralysis has been in this notice, it always says frizz after it. No idea why, but there it is. But outside of like weird little things like that, everything is like accurate, right? Things are translated in a good way. There's not like really bad broken English. They have people that actually know English and know Japanese to correctly get it over, and I appreciate that. And it's not their fault that there's not content in the game, right? Their job is to translate it from one language to the other. It's Square's, I think, fault for not having like developers. And I can understand they're like, we're developing this game. Why do we need developers for this that's just going to follow the trend? I think they're failing to understand that it's a different community, different culture. That Dragon Quest doesn't make everyone wet their pants in the West. Not that it, you know, it makes a lot of people wet their pants. but like we also have a different, gotcha mindset, right? And it's not uncommon for a lot of games, like Disgaea RPG, for example. They have in America, or in global rather, they have like basically there's an event where you could use a unit and you get extra event points if you use specific units in these stages. And in Japan, you could use each unit one time, and they have anywhere from 30 to 10% bonus, and you have to make a team of 5 of them. In global, they're like, people aren't spending as much money in the game because they're just, the gacha economy's different. So they made it so event units could be doubled, so you could have 4 of the same unit if you wanted to, and they'll all get the bonus, which doesn't work in Japan. And they're all at like the plus 30% instead of plus 10 to 30%. So they've given everyone in global extra benefit. Basically, it's easier to clear stuff because people aren't spending as much money and they don't have as many units and stuff. And that, I think that's kind of the direction this game needs to take as well. Not needs to. Needs is a strong word. I think the game will survive and be just fine without that, but I think that they're not living up to the full potential that the global audience could have by making it slightly easier access.
This is a little backhanded, but I've come around on my thought on that too. I do think the game will stick around just as long as JP, because it's going to be copy paste. They're not going to. I guess their localization budget must be extremely small, because that's all they do is translate. So it'll stick around just as long as JP, because I don't think they can be spending more than low 6 figures to localize it. So the game's fine.
I would be surprised if they were spending like 50,000 a month on the global version of the game. Maybe I don't know about servers and shit like that, but like in terms of like the squad they have working on it, like I'm sure it can't be that hard. I mean, I'm sure it's a difficult job, but I mean, I'm sure there's not that many people on it, is what I mean.
I don't know how servers work, but like, this is the kind of thing I wouldn't put in a video, but I know we don't like. They're like, not everyone is watching our podcast. Did I tell you about my arena rank thing? Like my little experiment?
No. Oh, yeah. Sorry. You're at 100 arena points right now. And what is your rank? Arena reset. Well, is it going to reset in 15 minutes? But
yeah, so this is after 2 days, I think, of the arena. 14,022.
Okay. You're at 100 arena points, correct?
Yeah. So, I mean, who has less than 100 arena points?
Probably no one. The only possible way to have it is to do a plus 60 or plus 40 stage instead of the plus 80.
Once. Yeah. This was 1 over 2 days. Yeah.
So we'll see I'm excited for you to keep your experiment going. Throw away a week of arena to see how many people are on it. Like, you might not literally be the bottom.
Like it this week, yeah.
You might not literally be the bottom player, but you're the bottom player. There's no, you couldn't call someone an active player if they're below you. So I would think you're totally fine. If someone has under, I don't know, I would say even 1,000 points, right? You do 10 matches over the course of a week. If you do 10 out of 21, I think that's reasonable, that you need about 1,000-ish points to be considered active. We'll say it's like 800 or something like that to be quoted active. So we'll be able to see how many people are actually playing arena. We've had figures of 25,000. That seems like it's going to be high, but again, maybe people only do 3 matches a week. Maybe they only do 4 days a week or something like that. Like, it's possible. It's not unrealistic. It depends on how people are defining active player, right? If someone just like that's come MMOs will be like, we have 100 million logins every week or something like that. Like, there's all kinds of ways to make numbers look more favorable. And I won't lie, 25,000 being the most favorable number possible to get out of arena is not super optimistic, but I don't. It's weird because it's not necessarily that reflective on the game, because arena also, I think, kind of sucks. So like, I'm not doing arena. I mean, I would be considered one of the active players, I guess. But like, I wouldn't be surprised if some of the player base just completely avoids it because they don't have fun with it. But you should do it anyway.
That's another thing. Like, I don't know, dude. If I were Square and I were putting any amount of effort in this game right now, rank 10,001 and up, out. Okay, we now only have 10,000 ranks. You need more points to get a ranking.
Yeah,
that's what I would do. I would be covering this up hard.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like they don't know what's going on in our game. I don't even know if the cheaters have been addressed. I don't personally personally care. I care on the behalf of the community, basically. Like, it's not affecting me, but I do care on behalf of the community, because the last thing you want to do in a gacha is piss off the whales or piss off the free-to-play players. And this won't piss off the free-to-play players because they're not getting kicked out of anything. They kind of are, but they don't necessarily realize it, because if there's 100 cheaters, they're all being knocked down 100 rankings. But like whales especially, like, you don't want to piss them off, and this is like the dick measuring contest of the game. Like, having a Rochi fully awakened and having this are going to be the two dick measuring contests. And this is the one people care about because they can see every week.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. It seems like I don't know. It doesn't seem like anything can piss off the whales, but maybe that's just the vocal ones in the community. Like, there are whales that aren't like in Discord and Reddit and stuff like that.
There's no way that the whales
I guess
don't
I can't
care
yell
about
at people for not feeling the way I want them to, but I'm just surprised that people aren't more upset about this event.
There's no way whales aren't going to be pissed if they find cheaters that are in the top arena taking their rewards, taking their clout. Like, maybe you don't get a gold trophy because of cheaters, right? I'm sure that would upset every whale, even if they don't talk about it.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, that's just a clusterfuck. That's just never going anywhere. I don't know. Sorry.
No,
I'll step back. Yeah, sorry. I just. Oh man,
yeah.
I have no faith right now.
The event is absolutely probably the worst event we've had in the game, and that I know, again, people will say, well, it's better than no event. It's like, I don't find that argument personally like interesting. I don't find it strong, right? Because you have to compare it to the standard. A standard has been set based off the other events, and this is like a mini event. I understand. So, like, this is the positives is that this is a 2-week event, not a 4-week event. So we don't need to have only this for a full month. We only have it for 2 weeks, but we weren't really doing anything the last 2 weeks. They could have had a full month event, but we are on the cusp of the biggest event the game has ever had. I don't know even everything involved in it. But we are going to do the 6-month event, right? We're gonna have this big event with a really, really good banner. Hopefully we get the 100 free polls. I don't see why they would take it away from us. We've gotten everything Japan's gotten. We're already not like, yeah, we kind of need that kind of stuff anyway. So this is hopefully a big push. Hopefully everyone that's been kind of away from the game will come back. Hopefully we get new players. This is a time where if you want to spend money on the game, I say save money now and then spend it on that event, because these are the kind of benchmarks that they're going to use to decide the success of the game. Because, yeah, things are always going to start high and they dip down, but it's like, this is like an expansion coming out for an MMO kind of, right? Like, if an expansion comes out and no one buys it, like, the game is like not doing well. But if everyone comes back and this is where they spend their money and they see a huge jump in revenue, this is where the lifeblood of the game comes from, right? Like, every 6 months is going to be, every 6 month and annual anniversary is a big deal for games like this. So like, I'm not too upset about this event. Like, yeah, it kind of sucks. We got the social media campaign, which is helping out. So we're getting 2 orbs. So we're kind of still filling our monthly quota. It's all unexciting, not that much content, mostly just grinding stuff. But we are on the cusp of what should be a massive content update. And so I'm very, very excited about that.
So what do you expect the 28th? Because that's when the stuff ends, the 28th. What do you expect? Do you think we're getting DQ5, or I think it's too early. I don't know. On the wiki, it's hard to tell things, but
I don't think
there's a lead up
anything
event to
at least July 1st.
6 months. But keep in mind the game launch date was the 27th. So when we say the 6-month anniversary is in July, I mean, it's basically August, man. It's July 27th.
Okay. Yeah, so like, we are gonna get the Stark event, right? Probably. I don't think we're gonna get. I don't know what game Stark is in.
Yeah, Stark is. It's the same time as the 6-month banner.
We know there's gonna be a big event. Something. I don't think it's gonna be on the 28th. I think it'll probably wait till like July. But I don't know. I'm not good at predicting when this stuff will come out. That's a mad question.
Oh, yeah, sorry, you're not as big on that. So, yeah, because here's the thing, like, Malcolm's made it obvious now that holiday events are going to be with their holidays. So, I mean, there's Just the first thing that come to mind. There's an October, or sorry, there's a Halloween. There's a Year's. There's Christmas event. Like that's another thing. All right, so dude, when we get Christmas, I mean, like they got their Christmas stuff at like 3 or 4 months into the game, or no, they started in July, so I guess it was yeah, no, it was 6 months for them. So I guess it'll still be. I don't know.
No, because we're gonna get it 6 months from now.
Even later than Summerfest.
Yeah, like we're probably gonna get it right around Christmas. They've seemed to have set the standard that they're not gonna do things early, based off when Japan got it. They're gonna do it when it's thematically makes sense. Like this guy had New Year's like in the middle of July or whatever, you know, like because that's when it came out in Japan. But this game is gonna be like, hey, Christmas is coming out of Christmas.
Yeah.
And it's like, so, you know, the Halloween's gonna come out in October probably, so we're probably gonna get everything just later. Which it's weird because like, so the weird thing about this versus Japan or versus global, whatever, global versus Japan, is that the metas are pretty different. Like not like hugely different, but it's like we're getting events in a different order. Like how many times have we seen guides where they're using items, weapons, or units that we don't have? But on the reverse side, we had rank 6 before they had rank 6, you know? So it's like a lot of things are actually kind of different in a way that I think is interesting, that I feel it's weird that they're not willing to make more different, you know? It's, I don't know. We're in a very weird spot right now. I'll admit there's not that much to do for the next few weeks other than farm the shop as much as you can. I mean, there's a lot in the shop that I want, you know, like I'm not in the shop. And the thing is that the metal drop for the shop kind of sucks. Like you're not getting, you know, hundreds or anything. So like that kind of sucks, but you don't need as many. Like, right, you need the orb, but I want all the beast fragments. I want all the undead fragments. I want all the stamina herbs. And then at a point, I probably want the tomes, and I definitely want the money. So like there's like no shortage of like, this is what I'm setting my stamina on.
We got shorted on the gold in there too, by the way. I think it's only about half what they usually give us.
It is 15,000. I mean, that's like good, but yeah, maybe it's normally 30. There is none of that. There isn't another reason. Like you could just tell this was an event that was copy pasted, but just later. Like there's not the 99, right? The 99 turn-ins that was been in every event since it was introduced. This event is a time capsule of an older state of the game. But again, I think that they're doing a reasonable job with the social media campaign. If we all get 30,000 free gold, you know, that's pretty huge. If we all get 30,000 free gold and then we get some all-purpose tomes and an orb and some experience and some stamina herbs, like it's not going to turn this from a bad event to a good event, but I think it's like, hey, they've met the quota of expected value.
I think tops the A rank tome from the last one. I think it's 3 tops. I think that's the most A rank all-purpose tomes they give us.
I think you're right. I don't think it's going to be like 10 or 20, nothing crazy. It's going to be 3, which is almost nothing.
Which is terrible. Yeah.
It's there, you know. I mostly care about the gold. When it comes to all-purpose A rank tomes, it's like they're great, but it's like a lot of times they're just there to make that bar higher.
It feels nice to be like, oh my god, look how much higher a jump this is, but it's still like, okay, it's 3. It's 3 normal ones. That's it. Are they also free? Do they not take gold or something? I forget.
No, I think they take gold. I don't think they take 5 times as much though. So they're a gold saver.
Okay, yeah, that's the only nice thing. So yeah.
Yeah, I do agree that we need irises as well. I don't know why there's no irises in the campaign. It feels a little, I don't know. Like the orb is the big thing. But I think people, maybe not in the player base as much, but at least on their end, on the game's end, I feel like they're kind of undervaluing how much we need irises. I don't think they realize how, I mean, they know exactly how big of a jump it was from rank 5 to rank 6. Like, what a fucking, like, it was, instead of needing 6 irises to get 1A and 1B, you need now 18 irises to get 1A and 1B.
I mean, how hard is it to make small changes? Let's say they took one stage, and even if it doesn't drop one of the other things, I mean, if it went along with Ghost, that would be fantastic. But one stage on its own has a 10% iris drop rate. Oh my god, I love this event.
Yeah,
I love it. I could farm irises.
I would be using stamina refreshes every day to farm this event.
How much does that, like, how much effort does that take? And look, I know nobody wants to hear it, but like, I hate that they're not willing to put in that much effort. That's just one idea, but I mean, I'm sorry, reading between the lines on this event makes it clearly obvious that they are willing to put absolutely no effort into global other than translation.
Yeah. I want to clarify what Chase said. Like when we say something like, "Oh, why don't they add a 10% drop rate for irises?" We're not asking everyone to break out the calculator and figure out the mathematical perfect like, "Oh, this is actually a terrible like look what they're like." No, we're just trying to throw out like ideas for shit that could happen. We're not like saying we're not fucking math professors, but saying like if they even whatever the percent would be, having a way to get some irises in this event outside of the shop. I don't just like it's the social media campaign is their answer, and I think it's a good addition. I think they should have done made the event a little more robust, and at least make the shop a little more robust, or like at the very least add a very hard, add a very hard mode. Like all they have to do is up all the numbers 20% on all the enemy units or something, right? And add a UI button. Like I'm sure it can't be that hard. The only reason they wouldn't is because there is 0 developers. I think there's only translators. That's my thing. Is like there aren't people that can do that.
The translation is so good.
Yeah, the translation's great. Like Dragon Quest always has fantastic translation, but this game is also no exception.
Yeah, especially after My Hero. I mean, yeah, the translation in that. I don't know how much of it had to do with it being Chinese. Whenever I play a game that was originally Chinese, the translation is crap. But those are usually like really small games. But
yeah, like, and the thing is, My Hero is making fucking buckets of cash. People are just throwing their lives into it. There's multiple YouTubers, like giant YouTubers, spending thousands of dollars every few weeks on the game. Like, and there's a huge player base, right? The game is doing very, very successful right now. And they're just printing money, and the translation is shit. Like, it's getting better over time, but there's so many things that are just like very badly translated. Dragon Quest has none of those issues. The quality of work that they actually do into the game is great. And like Dragon Quest has a lot of like, the game is still got all the positives it's ever had. The game is full of charm, and it looks good, and it plays good, and it's fun. It's just purely on the like, it's like it just, they don't understand that there's no good monetization, and there's not good monetization, and they won't alter events that's already happened in Japan to make more sense for when it comes out for us. Like, it's not like we got 6 month at the same time. Like, let's say when 6 month comes out, that I don't care if they change 6 month at all from what Japan got. Maybe I would like more monetization options, but that doesn't really matter, because at least it's 6 months and 6 months. The game is in the same state. This is a 2 month event coming out on month 5, basically. So it's not, the game's not even the same as it was. This is a different meta. We have different resource needs. We have everything that we do is different. We've got a more mature player base, and this event should have been updated for the situation. So this is kind of like there's 2 things. This event has told us 2 things. They are not going to change events no matter when it comes out, unless there's a big backlash over this, which maybe there is, maybe there isn't. Events are going to be whatever they were in Japan, even if they don't make sense for when they come out. And 2, they are willing to do social media campaigns, things outside of the game, because they probably don't have developers that could change the game, but they probably have ways to insert compensation into the game easily. And so they're trying to do it on that side.
This is the kind of thing that, like, again, I'm talking out of my rear here, but I mean, couldn't they like, what's the term, like, get a, just hire somebody for this event, pay him, like, I don't know, 20,000-30,000. I assume that's, I can't imagine tweaking this event would take more than a few hours. I mean, you'd probably have to, I don't know how these games work, but I mean, like, all they'd have to do is tweak numbers.
Let's say,
give us like the light amount of content, but up the experience, up the drapes, just change the numbers in the shop. The shop is relatively normal, just change the numbers.
Yeah, I'd say give them at least a good 40-hour work week, give them 1 or 2 weeks. Even then, I don't know if they need it, but it's like, we're not asking them to make new animations, make new character models, make new assets.
Literally tweak numbers.
Yeah, it's like, hey, just on the event shop, give us more irises, give us the ability to grind for more irises, maybe add a very hard mode, a little more, maybe some more event missions, but mostly it's like the shop is lackluster, and they should give us more gems in the event itself. That'd be nice, but it's like, so my pie in the sky hope is that the 6-month anniversary, everyone is in, everyone is spending money. Every player does the ticket. I want everyone to do the ticket. I know not everyone will. Not everyone's going to drop $200 on the game or whatever it is to complete whatever the ticket is. But I would love for the game to get a huge revenue boost at the 6 month to show that the player base is serious and we're engaged and we're not going anywhere. And then they have to start taking it seriously, but maybe they don't. You know, that again, throwing money for a maybe isn't necessarily the best idea. But again, I do think I'm pretty optimistic that the 6-month event will be a big success, and that maybe it'll cause them to look a little more at our way. But I don't know, maybe even if our revenue quadrupled, they don't give a shit because it's pennies, you know, because we're not talking about Square. I don't think, like, Square doesn't give a shit about even their successful games, you know. They don't care about anything because it's just too big of a conglomerate. But like there's going to be smaller internal companies that are working on this and teams that are working on this that could make appeals to their bosses for more resources to allocate to the game, you know. So it's like, maybe if we do really good, maybe we do get someone that could, maybe we start getting, you know, people start doing content creator stuff, right? Maybe Malcolm is like, hey, they've said that we can now partner with content creators. The game has done good. We're going to do some advertising for the game because, you know, it's making money. We want to see if we can make some more, you know. Like, maybe it starts a ball rolling a little bit. Maybe not. But 6-month anniversary, I think, is the time to do it.
I'll put it this way, and I'm not putting a dime into the game again until I get something that they're going to improve. Like, if there's no gem sales at 6-month, I'll put it. If they put in gem sales in the 6-month, I'll buy them. Otherwise, if I can, I'm not willing to pay for a game that only gets translated. I'm not willing to play the shadow of JP. Like, maybe if you, I don't know. I guess I'm different in that way. I'm used to more in my translated localized gotchas, but yeah, I need Square to give a shit about the global side. So if we can expect something like this every couple months, no, I'm never spending a dime on this game again.
Also, I will be doing the full ticket on the 6th month because it has all the banner units and it has a bunch of orbs and shit. Like, it's like a good ticket. Like, value, it's hard to say anything in a gacha is value, but comparatively to typical value, it's value. But like, I think people forget, Chase, that you were the guy that made a video right away that was defending the drop rates of the game. People were upset that said the drop rates were shitty and it was ridiculous. And you were like, look how many free S units you get in the game. Like, look at, you get like this many S units. The drop rates are, this is like not bad for a gacha. They'll probably adjust them in the future, but you can't have drop rates too high early in a gacha. Otherwise everyone has all the units. Yeah. And so it's like, people say that you just shit on stuff. And in reality, you were like a big defender of some of the, you know, quote unquote, you were a defender of the most predatory mechanic, which is the gacha element of the gacha game. You know, you were letting everyone know. So, like, obviously, I think that you know, you've made a lot more complaint videos than or, you know, not complaint videos, I guess, but you made videos addressing issues comparatively to videos praising the game. But I think people forget that you originally made videos defending the game.
Dude, the idea that like we can't like give Square shit about anything is crazy. Like, if I was like, fuck Square, every single video, they suck at this game. Dude, do you know how many games they do that in and they still play? Like, you know, my experience is Dokkan. They all shit talk Bandai every single day. And then they spend $1,000 on the next banner, like every like 3 or 4 weeks. And, you know, everybody shits on Bandai, but they like the game. And, you know, sometimes Bandai bends. Like, dude, if you don't make demands of Square, you're not going to get shit. And I'm telling you, this game needs to change. Like I said, no, it won't die because they spend no money on it. So yeah, you can keep playing like a mediocre localization, but like if you want it to get better, give Square some shit. You know, I don't know if like review bombing is the way to go. Companies generally don't care about review bombing, but start sending some messages like, dude, you guys need to change this. Or like, I will spend money if you do XYZ. Like, tell them why the game needs to change. But nobody's willing to do that. So
it's weird.
I don't know. The idea that shit talking Square is trying to kill the game is, dude, that's baby shit. Come on, guys.
No, I think shit talking, one, on top of being fun, it's also like constructive. The thing is, like, uh, there is probably less value in it when we're shit talking into an echo chamber. You know, we know that they're not listening to they're probably not watching our videos anyway. I'm sure Malcolm watches some of our videos for sure.
Yeah.
But like Malcolm doesn't, you know, Malcolm's just a person in charge of like the Twitter and talking to us, right? He's not actually like,
Yeah.
he's not the CEO of the company or anything. But like one thing that's weird is like we did get something Japan did not get, not at least at the time. Like we had the Dragon Quest Day banner, which obviously I didn't talk about, and you know it just came out and it was done and over instead of being this huge exciting event it could have been. But still, it was like it was really really cool. And Japan did not have that at this time in the game because they got it at the same time we did. Now, obviously, they had more to it. They had an extra bundle that we didn't have access to for some reason, and they had a third. You know, they had a green one and as well as the two that we got. But it's like that's kind of interesting. Like that means that they have the ability to put things out early if it makes sense. So that also kind of doubles down of why this event not getting an update makes no sense to me.
Oh, by the way, Kaga brought this up in chat, and dude, this was like the first thing that like literally made me like just hold my head, like SMH. That's the what the kids say now. The paid bundle in the shop for the event. I mean, most of them aren't good, but like this one was utter shit.
Let's take a look.
Other than the fact that if you bought all 10 of them, you could get a Beast Awakening on any of your units.
980 is how much? 980 gems. It has to be paid gems, so you're spending $10.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if you get 980. It's basically 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like,
well, if you so $10,000. It's I mean, if you talk about buying all 10 of them, it's up to 10. It's 9,800 gems, which is most of the $80 bundle.
Did they up the amount of gems you get for $80? It's a flat 10,000 now plus 1,700 bonus. Wasn't it like 9,800 you got before?
No, it was always 10,000 plus.
Okay.
No, that's normal. Yeah.
Okay.
11.7, which is weird because like they make sure that the numbers are just off enough that like they're harder to multiply, and it's like, well, it's like almost 4 multis but not quite.
Yeah, I mean that's just standard. Even MTG Arena does weird shit. It's like, oh, I have to buy this many gems and this, but I only need 2/3 of those gems to buy the thing that I want. Now I got some unused gems, so it just to make sure you never have it's but so for 10. So if you spent $80, you could buy all 10 of these things. So it's for $80 you get a guaranteed S unit. On top of that, you get 200 of the gold things. Yeah, you get an awakening of an S unit, but it's a beast, which is the worst right now. So you get 200 experience scrolls, you get 10 all-purpose A tomes, and you get 100 skip tickets. That's not worth $80.
Why are they so? Yeah, so let's just say like let's look at it like smaller time. We'll say like $7 or $8. You get 20 experience codex L, which is nothing. It's fucking nothing. Why are they so stingy? Like, first of all, the all-purpose atoms, they feel nice, but they aren't a big deal. If they handed those out a little bit more, like it'd be like, all right, I got an atome, but like, it's like they're so rare that it's like, oh, neat, I got one of those things that I haven't seen in months. Okay, big whoop. And then 10 skip tickets, which is, I think they throw a good amount of skip tickets at us. Although 2 weeks of the tome event has diminished my stock mostly, but because I don't run any tome event, like I skip every single one. So
the way the purchase could be worth it is if you get all 30 of the beast fragments in the shop, and you already have some. Like I have 9, but let's say you already had like 20 or something, I don't know, and you have some mini metals or that you want to trade in, like, so maybe you're up to like 70 or something, maybe you're up to like 60-ish of the fragments, and that way you only need to buy it 4 times for a guaranteed S awakening. That could be value. Like that could definitely be worth it at that point. It's not like super worth it, but it is a way to get a guarantee awaken on a specific unit while also getting the ability to stockpile some of these gold things, so that way when a S unit comes out without a battle road, you can just be like, boom, you're at max level.
If to be fair, if you're wailing out, if you want a second copy of Giuliante, could be the best way to do it. It's just that Giuliante isn't worth That is strictly whale only right now. Because even if you got it right now, if you got it on your tickets, you can't orb her. Are you fucking crazy? You cannot orb Juliante.
I don't know why you would orb Juliante unless you
Yeah,
have bought in every orb in the
because
game. Like she's
because
better than
Sorrow
most
is
of the S units, but Sorrow, like if you already have Sorrow fully awakened and you're like, I already have 2 orbs for a Stark coming out, and I already got, so maybe if for some reason you have excess orbs, you could do it. But I mean, I
yeah.
won't be spending orbs on Juliante.
And then we're a few months away from Squidzilla getting his awakening. That's gonna beat the pants off Juliante, which is an odd way to phrase it for the thirsty succubus, or not succubus, but
Yeah,
dominatrix
the
unit.
tentacle monster is gonna beat the ass of the Japanese waifu.
By
Yeah.
the way, did you read the story? I didn't have the energy to read story, but I browsed through some of it. There's a part where they burn the Squidzilla enemy's tentacles and they eat it, and he tries one of his own cooked tentacles and really enjoys it.
It's it sounds funny. I skipped it because I don't like Giuliante that much.
Yeah.
I do like Vendor Ghost, although I may not like him if I watch the story. But I just like Vendor Ghost is just like a joke, right? Like I'm excited
He's
for a little more
yeah.
joke units. Like, oh, here's a ghost unit, but he's got glasses. I'm like, all right, that's funny. I don't know. There's some charm.
Throws me off about the vendor ghost is every time I see it, like, oh, they just cut the hat off of Fightgeist and reskinned it.
Yeah,
Which
and
I mean,
they give him
they do
glasses.
reskins. They do reskins, but it's just so jarring every time I see that they just chopped off Fightgeist's hat.
I mean, I like his hat. I don't know, but yeah, people are saying they would just buy this if it was Riddle or boss shards.
Oh yeah.
I think so too.
You know what? I
Probably
mean,
the fact
it's the
that
kind of thing where I hate to like directly buy a unit, but yeah, like the way this game works, yeah, $180 gem bundle, or you know, like just buying an awakening, yeah, it's a better value.
would you rather do 3 10 pulls or get a guarantee awaken on your strongest unit in the game while also getting 100? Yeah, like there's no doubt that it's quote unquote worth it. You got to keep in mind that you're spending $80 for an awaken on a unit, though. Is that really worth it? I would say you have to make sure your financial situation is there. But
And
it's
it's
like,
another field kind of thing. Like I'm playing a gotcha. I like pulling the units. Like,
mhm.
if I spend $80 to get some pulls, that's already stupid, but like that's what I'm used to. When I when I put a price tag on that awakening, it's like, oh god, I just spent $80 for 1 star on this little picture.
Yeah. Um, now it is the thing is I where I think this bundle gets really good is in the situations where like this bundle, let's say it wasn't just for Beast, for anything, this bundle is gonna have the same value across. If it's like you already have 70-ish like shards and you have to buy this 3 times for a guaranteed awaken on a unit, that's pretty good. I think that when you're getting this for about the price of a pull, if you have to buy this 3 times, which is about the price of a pull and paid gems, then I think you're looking at something that's super valuable and super good. But when you want to buy all 10 of them to hard buy, like I don't think that's a good. It's like that's when you have to decide based on the family. And Beast is not the family that you want this for. Beast, there are more Beast units than any other units in the game, I think. But at the same time, like, let's just look. Let's just take a look at
Well,
every.
can I jump it for banner units? I did look at this. You've got Juliante's a beast and Draguar's a beast, and I think I'm only counting banner units actually, because here's the thing with the fragment acquisition rate and just the fact that we're gonna just pull all the general pool units eventually. It's yeah. I don't think you should be spending fragments on any general pool S rank. At all, ever.
Yeah.
Like you're going to pull copies of them before you get 100 fragments.
Yeah, don't spend the $80 to get an awakening on Nightclubber, please. This is base. This should say.
Disagree. That's the only exception. Yeah, Nightclubber's amazing. You gotta.
Yeah, I would say if you want to spend $80 to get a Beast Awakening, you should do it on Dragwire. Make sure you already have an Awaken Dragwire, probably. Like if you have an Awaken 1 Dragwire and you want to make it Awaken maybe 2, get some extra power, and stats are pretty good on him. What does he do here? He does physical damage, so right stats are going to be really good on him. He has martial, physical, and spell. I don't think Giuliante is worth it because I don't think you should be pulling Giuliante. I think you should be pulling for Sorrow. But since Jaguar's not in the shop, you already have a Jaguar, you got lucky. Could be a good opportunity to get another Awaken on him. But I don't think there's a second Beast unit that's worth it. Until, like, you could buy them and then save them for the future, you know, I guess. I still don't think that's super, you know, I don't think that's necessarily the best use of it all, though, either. Like, maybe there's some good Beast A units, then you only need 30 of them. Because if you had to buy 3 for an Awaken, that's, like, not that bad. 30 isn't that bad, comparatively.
Yeah, like you know,
Rhinoceros?
Hellion would be a good example of one that's worth spending 30 fragments on, but he's, you know, he's in the general pool. So, you know, really, I would say, like, Hellion's the closest one that's worth buying an Awakening for, but in reality, it's like, dude, you're gonna get him soon. Just hold on, you know?
I mean, there's Rhinoceros, Unicorn. I don't think either of those are amazing, but they exist. Devil Moth is nature. Handsome Crab is nature. This guy sucks, so don't worry about it. Yeah, really, I think that's basically it. It's like, all right, if you need another Rhinoceros or another Unicorn, then that could be worth it as well. But overall, I say avoid the bundle, unless you have very, very specific needs and you're very specifically aiming for a unit. But I don't think spending $80 for a Giuliante dupe is worth it.
Yeah, and by the so the 30 fragments from the demon fragments from the shop, for me, that's going to bring me up to 51. I can't imagine there's going to be much difference. I haven't spent any of them yet, but that's another thing. Yeah, there's nothing. We haven't gotten a demon banner unit yet, so it's like in fragments you can buy an Archdemon Awakening or a Great Troll. I fully I think most players are going to have them at Awakening 3 or 4 before we get to 100 fragments, and I'm not exaggerating one bit.
I mean, I saw a White King Awakening 1. But... And that's like so brutal.
3 scrub. Haha.
I mean, I have a fully awakened of every shit unit, but I do, you know, I have some powerful units as well. But I would love White King Awakening more. Like, I would use him in everything if he was like Awakening 4 or 5.
By the way, like, if there's anybody that knows a lot about the JP version, have they gotten a demon banner unit yet? Because when I buy my demon fragments, first of all, they're like, honestly, I feel like, except for future-proofing yourself, like, the demon fragments might have a lot lower priority than I think they do, because we don't have any good demon units.
Yeah, Bodkin Archer is a demon, but that's an A rank.
That's what I'll spend my things on. Yeah, that's what I'll spend my crystals on. When I get to 30, I'll buy because I only got one copy of the Bodkin Bower, but
what banner was he on? Oh, he's on the Kirill banner. Like, like, I want to pull on Kirill because I want that Bower. The Boyer is great. I would love him, but I
heard, yeah.
But why would I spend money on the Kirill banner when I don't want to pull Kirill, you know?
Yeah.
Personally, like, that's saying if other people want it, but that Thunder Shower attack is very good.
Well, we're gonna start getting. I think, you know, I've talked about this in videos. Sorry to interrupt you. But we're gonna start getting more multi-banners every couple months, I think. Well, I mean, the game's we're into our 5th month. The game's about 4.5 months old right now. But in JP, when they were at about 9 months, they had I think their Golden Week, where they had another banner just like the anniversary. I don't know if it was updated. I can't recall, but I think we can expect about every 3 months a multi-unit banner. Also, starting after the 6th month, JP would have, I think, weekend banners with multiple units on it. Maybe not everything, but multiple featured units. So I think from this point out, well, like, first of all, nobody should be spending gems until the anniversary. Whale's gonna whale, but like the average player, like, stop spending on anything. Maybe even Sorrow. Like, if you're finishing up a scout card on Sorrow, go ahead. But otherwise, like, save for the 6th month, and then after the 6th month, I mean, I've heard claims that Seraphie is so OP that you need her, which I think is a really bad thing. But other than that, just, dude, save for the banners every couple months that have multiple featured units on it. I think they all have better stamp cards too. Like,
yeah, it's just number one piece of advice. Just save right now. I know it's hard. You should even be saving your tact points. I'm not saving my tact points because I still want to get more Sorrows. But maybe I should be trying to go for Bodkin Archers instead. The Sorrow.
The tact points, we're not getting that. You don't need to start saving those till July. So.
Yeah.
Because again, the anniversary, like the banners are coming the 27th.
Um,
How much earlier we get DQ5 before the anniversary is really the only thing up in the air.
like I want. I'm personally torn. Like, what do I pull on right now? What do I pull on? Because like I want Sorrow, but I want that Archer. But like the Archer is good, but Sorrow is Sorrow. You know,
Oh
Sorrow
yeah.
is so good. But then again, you're way more likely to get the Archer. But you're still like, if you're only doing 5 pulls, I don't know if it's worth it to do either of them specifically. Based on that, like I really hope they do something with the scout, or sorry, the tact points. I don't know. I want a bigger, fatter stack of, like, I want to be able to hold 50,000 before I have to spend them, you know? I would love that to be addressed.
Well, I mean, maybe if they ever do it in Japan, it's not gonna. Yeah.
Anyways, so
By the way, so I've brought this up before. You know, we're talking about the 6 month. So when we get our 6 month is almost, it's really close. Actually, I think our version started the 27th. JP started the 16th. So about 10 days before our 6 month, they're gonna hit their 1 year. There are a lot of things. There are a couple. Well, there's a couple of things that I expect to see in the 1 year that are really gonna worry me if we don't change, like changing the general pool, changing the scout system a bit, changing the rates.
yeah, it'd be weird. Imagine having DLTF and Dragonlord in the general pool.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, do you agree? Like, if the 1 year, if they don't change how the general summons work, like, I mean, they haven't added any B and C units. No, I mean, S's and A's aside, like, I'd like my silver tickets to mean something every once in a while. I mean, if every event, like, instead of farming one unit, they just threw some crap B or C unit into the general pool, it's like, all right, well, maybe I'll get one of these new units in my silver tickets. But right now, it's like, oh great, I got 10 silver tickets. Like, it's fighting everything I have not to hit the skip button.
Yeah,
Like,
I would love either just more gotcha units that aren't banner, you know, or just having more CBD units in there. Um, and then like maybe they take some of the farmable only units, throw them in the pool, you know, right?
we could do that.
That might be easy,
Yeah.
and you know, change the awakening cost or whatever, how it works. But also finding a way to I don't know, maybe like some sort of pity for people that have 900 mummy boys, where you get maybe 2 medals instead of 1 Medini medal, you know, when you get it.
Yeah.
There could be some sort of system. I hope in the 1 year we see some pretty dramatic changes. Not like, it doesn't need to be huge, but we know Japan has like a lot of things that we don't have, in terms of like, they have like these big old super boss fights. They have a tower that resets. They have auto battle roads. And so like they've got, like, you could tell like they're continuously making new stuff for the game. It just coming at a rate that is not fast enough, I think, for our audience. Like, when we already know it exists, like it's different when you don't know what's coming out and you're just playing the game and you hear news, you're like, yeah, it's exciting. But it's like, hey, we already know that this shit's already all done, but they just haven't given it to us yet. Like, why would we not get the auto battle roads until when Japan got auto battle roads? Like, what is that? Who cares? Just give it to us now, you know? Like, that kind of stuff kind of bugs me. But like, quality of life shit shouldn't be postponed at all. It's like postponing you know, typos. If they wanted to do that, you know, it's basically the same thing in my mind.
Yeah, and it's funny because there have been, like, the changes have been really minor, but there have been some, like, you know, all this stuff going on right now makes me really think, like, the Baramos before Zoma. That must have just been a fuck up. I think they just fucked that up. Or the Zoma before Baramos, obviously. Sorry. I think that was just a fuck up, man.
Oh, that they put them in the wrong order?
Yeah.
Probably.
I think they just screwed it up.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised, because Zoma was a banner for like Zoma's been in a banner more than half of the whole length of the game has been out, right? He's been in a banner for like over 3 months. Like, he's always been available, basically, and he's going to be available at the 6-month event too. You know, he's still going to be available. So maybe it drops off after that, but who knows? You know, then it's gonna be another fucking revival banner probably. I don't hate it, but yeah, you did not have a limited time to get Zoma. Like, it might be a little limited now, but still, you have another chance for a month.
Yeah, because he's up till what, the end of the month? Is his banner good to the 28th?
Yes, 28th or the
And-
1st.
and then we're 4 months. That's like exactly 1 month away, pretty much to the 6 month anniversary banner where he'll be back with one thing. I cannot find it on the wiki. I haven't found any. If there are JP experts in here, like, I don't know how the rates work on the 6 month. Like, are the general pool units still on it? The wiki seemed to imply it, but like, as much as I enjoy the wiki, it's very basic. Like, you're not finding everything you want on there. I mean, is it going to be like a 50-50 chance to get like one of the featured units and then one of the general pool? Is it going to be worse? I mean, is it going to be a 0.7% chance to get any of the general pool and then still the same 2.3% chance to get a general pool? Because that would really take the wind out of my sails, man.
We know we're not guaranteed a banner unit every time we pull an S, because there would be no reason. So the general pool has to be in it, because there would be no reason for the final ticket to guarantee a banner unit or hero unit if every S unit was a guaranteed banner or S unit. So it's going to be I assume they're going to be on the same rate, though. Like, you'll be just as likely to pull from the general pool as a banner unit.
Well, we've had Draguar, Giuliante. They also, like, Japan had two other festival units. So in JP, let's count JP number. So for so Draguar, the waifus is for Sizz Dragon, the slimes, and do we have anything else? Any other banner? I mean, there's at least 7 banner units that weren't question mark or hero. So
yeah, for me the question is more: will the S unit pull rate be 3% still, or will that be higher? Like, will the pool the pool be way, because the pool is going to be bigger, so they either have to lower the percentage of every individual unit, or they have to raise the S unit chance. And hopefully they just raise the S unit. Like, how cool would it be if you had like a 8% chance, something crazy, or to pull S units during this, but only on this banner that you could do the ticket of once, and then you can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, you can, for anniversaries, you can have, even without changing everything, you can have Dokkan does double rate banners sometimes. Like, you can do that. You can have one banner with a big deal. You double rates it. Feels good.
Like, there's Disgaea has a something called like a tyrant banner, like a badass, where there's like this new super powerful unit, but he's actually the lowest chance to get, which is kind of scummy. It's like if normal units are like 0.4, he's like a 0.2, so you're way less likely to get him, even though he's the banner unit. But they double the rate on all like on all 4 stars, whatever they're max stars, so thing. So it's like you could pull on it just for general pool at double the rate, not. And then maybe you get lucky and get the banner unit, because he comes out on a later banner with a higher chance. But yeah, it's like just double rate banners, I think, or events. Maybe that's like what the weekend things are. Maybe it's like, oh, hey, it's the weekend, here's the weekend banner with extra stuff. Like, so maybe those are things that are being added after 6 months. It seems like a lot of changes start happening after 6 months. Hopefully another, because the bloom system and a whole bunch of other stuff eventually will be coming. So maybe after 1 year, I'm hoping they have a bunch of changes planned as well.
Yeah.
39 S units on the banner of the one that he says in Golden Week.
Yeah. Yeah, he's saying that, yeah, it has all of them, and like each unit is fun. So, maybe they all share the same rate. Like, there's no differentiation between.
There won't be any different rate. You won't be more or less likely to pull banner versus general pools. You'll be equally as likely.
So the majority of them will be. For some reason, that didn't occur to me, but so you got more than a 50% chance to, well, the JP is at 39, so we'll be at I think we're at what, 25? We're at like 24 to 26 S ranks right now. Maybe I think Giuliante makes 27. I haven't done the numbers in a while. And then we'll have the waifus, that's 30. The DQ5 boss, that's like 31. So we'll have 31 on the 6-month anniversary, I think. And there's 13 in the general pool. So we'll have an 18 out of 31 chance on the S ranks to pull something that isn't general pool. So that's actually fine. I think that actually feels good.
Yeah, and plus, like, still, again, you don't want to pull general units typically, but most players still are getting awakenings for a lot of their general units. It's not like, and we know with the bloom system coming, like suddenly it could be useful. I mean, average player may not know, but like, you know, having metal dragons isn't bad. You know, having high birds isn't bad because they're gonna get a lot of love later. But yeah, I mean, you still have a really good chance. Like the banner's crazy in the sense that you actually have a chance to pull all these units that normally have terrible rates.
Mm.
And they still have terrible rates, but you're equally as likely, and you're guaranteed like 3 S units on the banner. And you're guaranteed like 3 orbs or something. Maybe it's 2 S units, 3 orbs, but like the ticket is fantastic. You know, you're getting a lot of shit in it.
So yeah, that's one thing I was saying is like the 3% rates are fine for a new game. Now there are some systems that are implemented, like not every system needs to wait for a gacha. But yeah, like when you only have like 2 to 3 dozen S ranks in a game, yeah, you can't have 10% rates yet. But that's something that I think maybe not exactly needs to change by the first year, but they either need to change the S rate rank or featured rate or just how the banners work at the 1 year in Japan. Otherwise, it's another thing. Unless they have like other huge changes, I think the first year is going to be really telling, and I expect changes. And if they don't, I know I'm saying this too much lately, but there are a lot of things coming up that are going to decide whether I keep playing. Especially, I mean, I'm already done spending until I see changes. So,
yeah, I mean, I'm really excited for the 6 month. I'm going to spend on that for 100%. I don't know what all the options are, but I'm going to make sure to support that. But I still like mostly because I want the orbs, you know, from the ticket. The ticket's gonna have 2 more orbs in it, and it's like, hey, this is a way to not only get like S units, but also get orbs for those S units. That's pretty
I'm not
nice.
worried about spending. I mean, this latest event gave me 1,000 gems, so I'm mostly there to doing another scout stamp. So
Yeah, exactly. So hopefully the new event we get a lot of free gems. Hopefully we get a lot of free pulls. Hopefully, you know, there's a really cool paid ticket. Hopefully there's like a bunch of like things to grind. Hopefully it's just like this huge massive event with tons of stuff for free players and tons of stuff for, you know, time whales. But then also some really good stuff for us spenders because they want to make some money. That'd be because monetization continues to be one of the worst issues this game has, in my opinion. I mean, I'll admit the game mode issue exists too. There's not enough to do after we spend money, you know, outside of arena and grinding more things. But I do think that's like, even though like I know I can't compare it to My Hero probably because My Hero had 1,000 game modes, maybe like it's a bit bloated to say the least. But like I think this game will address like the game mode issue will be addressed over time for sure. Because you know we just know they add new stuff. Players want things to do, and so that kind of stuff will change over time. And you know Japan has more game modes, so I'm not as concerned about that. In the long run, in the short term, I kind of am, but yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be a good event. I'm excited.
yeah, I'm still excited for the 6 month, but yeah, like I think it's going to be really telling. And then you know, just besides 6 month, I'm basically just hoping that they do gem sales, which is, you know, it's just begging Square to help themselves, which is so set. Like, it's
Yeah,
so
I mean,
fucked up.
they should
Like,
have a
help me, help you. Help
don't
me, help you.
don't even put a discount on it, but just like you don't have to, but you can just do like, hey, you have every level of the gem sales has a BOGO, you know, you spend the $80, you get double the gems one time. And then you can only do that once for the 80, then once for the 50. So people are like, I want to spend on every level to get those double gems. You know, just anything like that, you know.
I mean, that's basic gotcha. It's like, well, geez, I did buy the $20 pack because it was such a great deal to get like a summon. I mean, I already spent and like I got something good. Like maybe I'll just buy that $80 pack. It's a double value. I'm losing money if I don't buy this bundle.
Yeah, because
Like this is basic gotcha that they are literally not willing to. Yeah, it's like if your boss calls you in for an extra shift, he's like, "Oh, I'll pay you like triple time tomorrow." It's like, no, I'd rather masturbate and watch video games all day. Like, you know, it's like
that's a tough choice. I don't know which one to pick. Triple time is pretty
honestly,
good,
that's usually me in a nutshell. It's like, no, I will stay home and masturbate, play video games. But yeah, that's why I don't make games. No, they're the lack of gem sales is so worrying. So yeah, if they don't change that by the 6 month, it's going to be bad. But for me, it's mostly about what they change in the 1 year too, because we've come to like I feel like I've come to the conclusion that they're not going to change anything in global. So whether or not I'm even comfortable with the JP version, we're going to find out in about 4 weeks now.
Yeah, and I'm very, very personally excited. Again, just to end it, I guess, on the 6 month. This is we're on the cusp of the biggest content update probably the game has gotten. I mean,
And then we can
maybe
start looking forward to the 1 year.
yeah, exactly. Then we can look forward only 6 more months in the future. I think we're getting
Guys,
the
don't
cool
spend on the
raid
6 month
battles.
banner. The 1 year banner is so much better.
It's like, don't you save? It's all people were still like in the first month. We're all like it's all bait for the 6 month. Everything is bait for the 6 month banner. Like, I don't know. Hey, we'll find out. We'll find out how good it is and stuff. You know, we're gonna get a lot of gems. We're gonna get a lot of polls. We're gonna get a lot of money. And don't forget about the social media campaign going on right now. Make sure if you don't have a Twitter or a Facebook, you make one of them and just I don't know, do your part because we gotta crush it. We all want the orb. We all want the 30,000 ish gold. The other rewards are there. I mean, I want them, but it's not like I'm gonna get out of bed to get them. But
yeah.
The orb, on the other hand, we all want that orb. We all have a sorrow, and we all want to get it to level 110. We all have a sorrow. Don't look at me like that. You have 21k saved gems. That's a full stamp for me. Then it is if they give you. They said that there's an estimated 10k gems for free at the 6 month. Which is pretty good. I mean, it's 3 temples, you know, whatever.
Oh yeah, no, that's really good. And you know, my experience in gachas, like that's a very generous thing to do. So that's
And
really cool. And
apparently 10k gems and 100 pulls on the general pool, I think. Maybe not the general pool, I don't know, but probably. So if they give us 100 free pulls and 10k gems, and they have a acceptable, like really good $200 ticket with multiple orbs that's full of banner and hero units, I'm like, fuck yeah, you know, like that's some good shit. That's like the kind of thing we need every month, you know. We finally got it. It took 6 months, and we know they're not gonna do it every month, but
yeah. You know, let's you know, sorry, this is about jumping back a few minutes, but you know, just to shit on them more for not making changes. Like knowing the 6 month, well, with the 6 month anniversary looming over us this whole time, you know, Dokkan Battle has that exact same problem. There are tons of gachas with that. I don't know what you call tons. Anyway, there are a lot of gachas where the global's about 6 months behind. They change banners to make them like you know, in Dokkan all the time. It's like, well, that banner we're not going to be able to summon on because it's bad. So you know what they do, dude? They make it buy 3 get 1 free, or they make it so that like the first 3 times you pull on it are at a reduced rate. They do something. It's like, oh, well, I mean, I gotta save my stones for that banner, but like this one's a deal, so I might as well throw 100 gems at it, which is like 6,000 in this game. Like, it's like I should throw a couple pulls at it because they're giving me a discount. Like, you know, that's what you have to do when you're like 5 minutes away from an anniversary in a game like this.
Yeah, imagine if they drop like a month before the banner comes out, the 6 month banner. They drop some like crazy, not just a paid banner and a normal banner, but they drop like a double general pool you know, 6% rate banner, you know, or something. Like they just like, they're like, hey, you got to spend money on this because they know everyone's gonna buy gems for when the event comes out.
Oh yeah, or you know what? If Juliante, it wouldn't make me do it, but Juliante only because they like it's everybody knows that she's bad right now for the most part. Just in this situation, the time one stamp card pity, you know. There you go.
Yeah,
you get Juliante at 100.
Or do something like super crazy and like have a revival banner for a unit that's maybe not Zomasauro, maybe not something quite that good, but maybe like I don't know, a Dragon Lord. He's like he's old now, where he's the only S unit on the whole banner. You know, that's what my hero does. My hero, when they have a banner unit, there's only one S unit in the entire pool. So the rate doesn't go up. Like you still have a shitty rate in that game. But you're guaranteed to get that unit with every, you know, S pull basically. So that would be cool. Like imagine you have Dragon Lord True Form and there's a banner where you're 3% every pull to pull Dragon Lord True Form. Right, that's going to cause people to go to stamp to try to get them, especially if you get a guaranteed S, you know? Maybe you get 2 or 3 awakenings on them, and it's like an old unit that's not that good anymore. People aren't spending money on them. If they do a revival banner, it's not making money. Like, I don't know. I just feel like there's so many ways they could, Like the thing is, it's a gotcha. There's 100 billion resources in the game of different currencies, and there's a million ways for them nickel and dime every single aspect of it, and they don't nickel and dime any of it, which part of me likes, but like I want there to be options to like I don't want them to change the value of the free to play player, but I want them to give mid-tier players a way to spend money to not need to grind so many tomes, maybe. Maybe there's tome bundles, that are really valuable.
Because that's one thing I've had thrown in my face that really made me think, like, well, Chase, I'm free to play, and it's like everything is good, and I'm like, and it, made me think, I'm like, yeah, this game is really free to play friendly, but I feel like I got fucked for how much I spent. Like, I regret everything I spent right now. Like, free to play players are not much behind me. I've got a couple more awakenings on some of my S units, but like, the one of, if you were smart, like if you did a little research and stuff. Like, if you realize that there were only, like, 3 or 4 banners that you should have pulled on so far, like, if you saved all your gems for Zoma and Sorrow, like, you're good. You're good right now, like, you know?
The game is so crazy free-to-play friendly, especially if you're willing to invest time to do all your stamina, and maybe you invest, like, maybe 1,000 gems a month on, like, stamina refreshes and stuff, like, the game is super free to play friendly. You can clear everything because you're already going to have so many S units and all this shit. Like, you may not have banner units, not all of them anyway, for sure. But like, you're going to have huge general pool units, and those guys are still good, and they're going to get better over time. But yeah, like there's a point where it's like, if you've spent $800, it's like you spent $100 almost. It's like you're not getting that much value for the hundreds of dollars that you spent. And so if free-to-play players aren't that far behind mid-tier players, and then whales who spend maybe double or triple or maybe quad, I don't know how much of we spend, they are way above us. So it's like this whole mid-tier is just like it feels bad and is garbage.
Yeah. No, big mistake. They got to change that. So, but that's just beating a dead horse now.
This is Chat says, I'm glad Chase quit Dragon Quest Tact. This Chaos Games guy doesn't seem too bad though.
Yeah, actually I'm trying to do more arena streaming, so like going over to Magic the Gathering, like Chaos Games is like a fucking perfect channel name. So
I like it. All right.
Yeah.
I think this is a good time. We have about 5 minutes left in the thing. I don't know if this podcast was good or bad. I hope it was a good one. I mean, I had fun doing it. New event.
Went better than I thought it would. I thought it was going to whine a lot more.
So guys, any questions? Yeah, my phone's dead. All right. Any questions? We will address questions in the next 5 or so minutes here. And maybe we'll go like a little bit late, but we'll try to keep it relatively tight. So please let us know if you have any questions.
Oh. I mean, we can go as long as you feel like when we like post the podcast, like just cut off the Q&A crap, because I'll tell you, like when like back before I was on this, like there were sometimes I'd want to watch, and then I like see the runtime of like 2 hours and 40. I'm like, no, sorry. I mean, that was when I was still like super into it.
They said, we do get a free multi per banner via Tact points though. Kind of yes, because whenever they have a new banner, they add 5 tickets available in some shop somewhere. And then you get 5 tickets a week via Tact points. So in a way, every banner that comes out, you get 1 free multi. That's true. But you're one multi is enough to not do shit. Honestly, it's not bad. Like, free multis are good. You're getting when I say a free multi, and what I'm thinking in my head at this point in the game is I'm like, oh, that's almost an iris. I'm like, that's silver metals, and which I can convert into irises. So that's kind of what it is there, and maybe get lucky and get an S unit. So, because the thing is, one thing about the general pool that's nice, is it doesn't matter whether or not you do 100 multis on 1 banner or you do 1 multi on 10 banners. You're still just as likely to get the general units. So it's not like you need to invest a lot into 1 banner with your free to play stuff. You're still just as likely that 3% doesn't change. If you pull 4 times on a banner or 1 time on a banner, it's always 3%. Yeah. How are you two doing? I'm doing very good, Kaga. I'm having a very good morning. I'm excited to play some classic World of Warcraft. My question is about your favorite DQ monster. My favorite Dragon Quest monster, it might be King Bubble Slime. He's way up there. What about you, Chase?
Favorite monster? I mean, God, It's so I like so many. Probably like the original. I like the golem that guards Cantland. That's cool. Green Dragon's badass. I was really excited to see Green Dragon, and I'll tell you, I would be excited to see the Red Dragon, if he wasn't a shitty banner unit.
Yeah, for sure. Um, Someone wants to know, how do we feel about the wisdom cap? I think the wisdom cap is killing all the A rank casters. Unfortunately, like absolutely destroying them in any kind of chance they have to do anything outside of PvE. But
So
I do like the wisdom cap in theory. I just think they need to adjust it to be higher. That way there could be units that have good wisdom that matter. Like the new A unit has like 350 wisdom at fully awaken. But like
fucking insane.
350 wisdom doesn't do anything with his last 100 wisdom. It just doesn't do anything because it's the wisdom cap. So
Because
hopefully they
like
adjust it.
at launch, the A rank casters were so much better than A rank physical. At least it felt like at first.
Yes.
And now, like, here's the perfect. I think this sums it up perfectly. You know that meme where it's like, "Stop! He's already dead." That's like nerfing casters, basically. Like,
Yeah.
like casters are dead already. Stop! Just stop. They're already dead.
Casters need help right now. Wisdom cap is not my favorite thing. I like wisdom cap. I think they need to adjust it. Um, What new game modes would you guys like to see? I would love to see a auto versus auto arena. Just
I
like the
would
old
too.
Dragon
Yeah.
Quest games. I think auto versus auto would be very fun, and I hope that has good rewards. And all you have to worry about is win loss. You don't need to worry about um you don't need to worry about winning in 2 turns or whatever, or losing units. You just have to win because there's no AI advantage.
You
I think
also
that'd
have
be
to
fun.
worry about defense in that. Sorry to interrupt. Like
Yeah.
that adds defense as a mechanic. Like people like to talk about their defense team, but that's not really a thing. I mean, you can try to like severely gimp yourself in your last round to try to make other like troll like people that might pick your team in the future, but like if you have a really good defense team, it's not going to be a good offense team, and then people just aren't going to pick you
Yep,
anyway.
that's why
So
removing the time limit condition and removing the losing units condition opens up every possible like having a full auto team opens up every single strategy that could exist, and then you have a reason to turn off certain abilities for auto, and it adds it surprisingly, by removing us as as the person controlling them, it adds way more strategy to
and you could still
the
have
overall.
arena.
Yeah, don't remove
It's
arena.
not saying like get rid of arena, have auto only PvP because everybody knows I love fucking auto. Um, but like yeah, it's have both, you know. Uh,
Also,
yeah. And that's the like that. I is that like the only fix I can like. Can anybody think of a better fix than that for having like you have to have some kind of point system, I guess, in arena, especially when it's not live PvP. We've all talked about it, like the fact that like okay, if you don't win in 2 turns or like useless like blitzkrieg but don't lose any unit strategy, that's the only one. There's only one way to go. Um,
yeah,
I can't really think of a way around that.
I don't know if there's a way to fix arena other than make the weight so low as you can only bring one S unit, and then you can't possibly win in 2 turns, and then maybe at least you have to use different units and different strategy. They would change the meta up a lot, right? People would be using different units for different reasons. Then you would counter those units in different ways, and that would be a little more fun of a puzzle. But the weight limits are high enough where people just use fucking Sarozoma, whatever. Um, so I think the weight limits are way, 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 way too high in arena for it to be fun as well. But as far as other game modes, we need something co-op. We need some sort of guild mechanic. We need something that's like, hey, here's a server boss, and everyone fights it. You're gonna lose, but you just see how much damage you could do before you lose, and you hit these thresholds every week as a team or whatever, or every few days. Then that dies, or then you get like these rewards. Also, some sort of tower. One of my favorite modes in My Hero is there's a thing that resets every 3 days, where it's this really, really hard mode, and you go through and it's easy, and you're basically climbing this tower, and then you just get as high as you can. You get rewards based on where your placement was, and then it resets after 3 days. Right? Like, give me something like that where it's like, hey, here's like these really hard alternating towers, and I think they add that into DQ, by the way. Where it's like you just get as far as you can, get the rewards, and then it resets. You get those rewards, you get to do it again. Something that gives us a thing to do every week. instead of just grinding. Some some zero stamina game modes that we could play for fun. Arena was the play for fun mode. However, they removed the fun from it for me personally.
Yeah.
So I'm still waiting for the next game mode. Orochi is not a play for fun mode. It's a 20 stamina attempt mode.
Yeah.
Which can be fun. Battle Roads is
Which,
kind of a play for fun mode, but you don't really do that after you've completed it, you know?
like, if it weren't for that, like, I've tried to say this, like, I would praise that mode so much if it wasn't so bad with stamina. Like, yeah, if we had the stamina refund system already, I'd be like, great, awesome. Like, but you know what? Unless you're going to, like, even when you copy somebody else's guide video, like, you know, I realized I think I spent my buff scroll somewhere. Like, one video I watched, I'm like, oh, that looks pretty good and easy, and I can do that. Shit, I don't have buff. Like, I need to put buff on this unit, and I don't. You know?
I use my buff scroll for Orochi. The Orochi fights.
Yeah, and it's very helpful there, and I can't do it because, yeah, I mean, you can do it with, like, a mid-heal caster easily, if you have another unit, because you've got units just sitting there doing nothing, so you can put, you know, blunt on one, buff on another, and then there's a, like, with certain situation, sometimes you need sometimes you need to buff and heal, and you can't do that with one unit. So, although I don't know, I haven't tried it since apparently, like, the go-to now is, like, lining your units up behind the rock so that only, like, the front unit gets hit with Scorch or whatever. I never did that. I was just doing it like the caveman way of, like, you know, having Orochi right in front of your party. But yeah, anyway, buff helps there, and I don't have it. So anyway, no matter what's going on, you can't just, sorry, I'm taking way too long to say, like, there's initial setup, like, before you get your strategy. Like, the thing is, I don't want to fail 10 times before I'm like, oh, this is how I do it myself. Even when you're following a video, you're gonna fuck it up a couple times.
Yeah,
so.
I don't think the game should. I don't think the game needs to incentivize the most efficient way to play is to find a guide and copy it. I want them to incentivize players to try it themselves first and then find a guide when they have trouble. And
well, that's, yeah. Like, I could go do battle roads right now, but I don't feel like sitting down with a guide for 20 minutes and, like, all right, let me copy. I just have no motivation right now. But, and I'm sorry, I'm a little mean, but, like, I don't think the majority of players are figuring this out themselves. They're like, well, Chase, you just hate strategy. It's like, no, I'm not looking to figure that out on myself. And I think there's a couple of people that are way too proud of their ability to follow a guide. So it's like, if you have to follow a guide for something, I think it's horse shit.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. If you have to follow a guide to complete thing, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But at the same time, I don't know if you should. Following a guide isn't a sure way to pride yourself as being a tactical genius. But there are, like, there's no doubt in the community, and especially in Japan, there are tactical geniuses in this game. Like, they put in the time and the effort, and they figure shit out that I would never figure out, which is why they help for inspiration. And also, you know, I've made my own guides and stuff. Like, who knows how good they are. But yeah, like, I like making guides because I like trying to solve these puzzles. And then when something gets way too hard, I just can't figure it out. Like, I'll look up the first thing. I have, like, a series of steps. I'll look up a Japanese video, and the Japanese video, I'll see what units they use. See if I'm in the same ballpark. Like, all right, is this around what kind of units I should be using? Like, oh, they're using this unit because this unit has this ability that I didn't think of. Of course. Let me try using that unit. And then if I still can't, like, do it after a few more attempts, or, like, I feel like I'm not making progress, then I'll go back and I'm like, all right, how do they set up their team, and what do they do for the first turn? Okay, they're manipulating the AI to move to the left side of the screen. So like, I'll go through these steps of trying to figure it out myself. Because I just have more fun with that way. But at the same time, people could just, you know, if you're the kind of person that just wants to follow a guide, like, there's nothing wrong with that. That's why people like me make guides, is so other people don't need to spend their time doing that kind of stuff. And there's a lot to like about the game without having to love the super hard strategy levels. There's mid-tier strategy levels that are fun to clear, and you get it, you know, because when you get it, when a level isn't super hard, instead of using the best units that are specific, you could just use your favorite units, and that's a lot of fun for a lot of people. Just using your favorite units to clear things, or just collecting units is another aspect of the game that people like. You know, or people, like, there's a lot of things to like about the game without just being in love with the the whale only exclusive super hard stages.
Because I mean, some of the videos that you've made, like, now some of them you're doing it just to be budget friendly, and that's amazing. But in others, it's like there are a lot of situations where it's like it's about manipulating the AI, which is fun sometimes. But like when all of these battles come down to like, okay, you have the perfect party, but if you don't move unit A to spot X, this is going to come down and kill him. And if you don't do this, if your agility doesn't line up, dude, your slime EX mode from a couple of months ago, I fucked it up. I could not get it because I put mid heal on my King Shi slime. So I'm like, oh, that's better than the meta slime. So I put that in my party. Could not do it. That event was impossible. I spent 5 minutes getting meta slime up, did it, bam, just cleared it. Like sometimes when you need to like have like perfect agility, or it's like when it comes down to AI manip, and it's like you need to be right here, you need to be right here, and then like the next move you need to move exactly there. It's like that's not fun to me, man. Like
I do like that kind of stuff to an extent. I wish it was
God
faster.
bless you. I'm so glad that you do. So
I wish it was faster to retry. But like I love I play every RPG on the hardest difficulty possible. I play every strategy game on the hardest difficulty possible. Like I like that kind of stuff. Like there's no question, like people play for example, you cannot like the hardest aspect of a game and still like the mechanics. How many people love fucking StarCraft 2 or whatever, but they don't play on super ultra insane difficulty because it's just not fun? Or you love Warcraft 3 because it's a fun game to play, but you don't need to play, you versus 8 insane AI, 1v8, shit. Like you can not play on the hardest difficulty and still enjoy the mechanics. So if someone says that just because you don't like the hardest fights in the game that you don't enjoy tactics, I don't think that's a good argument. Now maybe you don't enjoy tactics, I don't know. You seem to like it just fine, but it just seems like there are players that like the super hard parts, and there's people that just like kind of going with the flow, figuring out, not having to go in with a bible of a plan to get through it.
like I like it when it's like, oh, okay, I need to bring like resistant units, and then oh, and it's better when they have moves that are super effective, and oh, some of these units are weak to certain CC. Like that's cool, but some of these fights really come down to like you need to learn how you need to do trial and error to figure out exactly how the AI is going to move. You need to manipulate the AI, and that's not fun to me. That's either hours of frustration or watching a guide.
Yeah,
Which is okay to do every once in a while, but that just seems to be the norm now.
I think everyone loves when you're going through an RPG and you're like, all right, let's beat this boss. And you get bodied the first time. You're like, shit, I just got bodied. And then you go in the second time prepared and then you beat the boss. Like, that's a great feeling. And it's not.
First Hell was great for that. Sorry to interrupt. First Hell was perfect for that because the first time you go in, you get scorched by hybrid. You're like, what the fuck just happened? Nothing in the game hit you like that so far.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, oh, if I just go in with like a couple of like resistant units and stuff and some CC, good.
And that's fine. But people also know when you go up to a boss and you get bodied and then you get bodied 20 more times, some people just don't like that. Some like I have fun with that in RPGs, but other people like are like, hey, that's just too hard. I'm not having fun. That I'd rather go grind, but I can't really, grinding's boring. So like there's a difficulty balance for different players. And Gacha is trying to appeal to all of them, I think. And so if someone doesn't like all the content, you just got to be reasonable. But also in Tact, they have I lost my train of thought. I don't know. Point is, difficulty has a wide range, and because you can't change the difficulty when you start the game, like you can't just put Gacha to very easy like you can on Persona, right? And so they're trying to appeal to all difficulty levels of what people like.
Well, it's since you said you lost your train, I'll jump. It's about what you lock behind the content. No, like in the early like the first couple months, the EX fights, like, all right, I went through all that frustration for an icon and 50 gems. Some people still care about icons. I've lost all interest. And then they went the opposite with Sorrow's Peak. It's like they put an orb behind it, and it was just so much frustration behind it. I just didn't feel like it at the time because I really hated the DQ4 event in general, so it made me not want to go through the effort. My account could have done it. It wouldn't have been too bad, but I just didn't want to. locking something like an orb behind a temporary event is fine. So no, I mean, the standard of just having EX fights that are kind of, fucking ridiculous. But if they're temporary, they can't lock anything big. Like if they had like 500 gems or 1,000 gems, that's something you want to do. But if I miss it, I don't want to quit the game. You know what I mean? There are certain things, and again, I keep trying to make this point. You want to laugh at me for being a casual? That's fine. I go between casual and tryhard. Stop shitting on casuals, you idiots. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be mean about it. If you're shitting on casuals left and right, stop. Are you fucking stupid? Like, we need casuals. You cannot shit on casuals and tell them you don't deserve this and then expect them to keep playing. Like, that's like, yeah, I'm sorry. The average person's a fucking like dumb casual. You got to cater to them. If you hold this carrot on a stick to them and then you take the carrot away and you tell them, nope, you fucking lost that carrot. You're never going to get it. They're going to take their ball and they're going to go home, man. Like, stop this elitist attitude of get good, scrub. Like, it's
it comes down to what they, like you said, what they lock behind the content. Like, I don't think casual players want to beat the really hard EX fight, but if the only thing they're missing out on is an icon, they're like, I already didn't start the game day one, probably, so I probably already missed a bunch of icons, so like, who cares? That's not really a big deal. The orb thing, that feels bad to miss. I don't necessarily hate it, because I still think that if given everyone 2 free orbs is how they should do it, and then I don't mind them having a 3rd orb every month that's like a whale exclusive. You spend $6,000, maybe you have a benefit of having an event that only you can clear, that sometimes budget players can clear as well. Like, that's okay. I think the thing is, I think it's okay, but I still don't love it because it feels bad for casual players.
well, the orb system is bad, but yeah, that's old news.
But like, icons is like the perfect thing, because only people that have them, care. Like, some people care about them, but it's not real. Cosmetic shit. Maybe add like skins. I don't know. Not find the icons are cool, but you're not seeing it enough. Find ways to put more flashy things on the leaderboard, right? Like, have new fonts for your name, or like have fancy shit that
Yeah.
cosmetics that make your dick look bigger are very, very important. But the real issue I had with the Sorrow's Peak was the Flail of Destruction, which could be casual unfriendly if you can't clear hard, because I got a lot of people asking me how to clear hard. Like, I autoed hard because I didn't have to think about it. But a lot of people had issues with it, and the Flail of Destruction is a big fucking deal. That's maybe the best weapon ever added in the game. So that should be accessible to everybody, I think. I don't think, like, if you miss on something like that and you're trying, then that feels extra bad, because there's always more orbs. There's not more Flails of Destruction.
Yeah.
And so, like, again, like, equipment even being event locked, like, I don't even like that. I wish, like, when things expired, maybe not units right away, but like equipment, like, I wish there was some secondary shop, like the missed event shop, where you could maybe spend paid gems or something. I don't know, to like, hey, here's old grindable units that were free when they came out, but since you missed the event, they're still obtainable, but you got to spend for them, because this isn't like a normal gacha where, like, this is a tactics game. A lot of gachas like Disgaea or My Hero, you just have really powerful units that get us clear content. This is a tactics game where you need right resistances, you need right movements, you need right agilities, you need the right abilities. Like, you need specific units to clear specific fights. And so missing out on free grindable units, being suddenly players are like, you actually need a toolkit in this game to build to a specific stage. It's not like in a lot of gachas, I feel like I just have a team of all S triple pluses or whatever, and like, they just clear every content in the game easily. Like, I just think I would love a missed event shop of some kind for things like the Flail Destruction, for things that, and again, because we were here, we got it for free. That's awesome. I love that we got it for free. Have a premium cost attached to it somehow. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's in the Medini metal shop. Maybe you could buy previously free A units for cheaper, because I think you can get them with Medini metals at 700 a pop, but still, I don't know.
Yeah, that's just another thing in general. Like, more doom and gloom. But I mean, it's like I wonder how many new players, like even right now, it's not terrible right now. You're missing King Bubble Slime. Eventually, you'll realize that it sucks not to have the hammer. Um, but like you play for like 2 months, maybe a month or a couple weeks, depending on how into it you get. Talking on the Discord, Reddit, etc. And you're like, oh, I missed too much important shit. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so now you have the problems that like we have, which the game does have problems. And then you realize like, oh, I'm not going to get this. And then you can look at the JP timeline very easily and find out they haven't done fuck all about it in JP yet. That's another thing at the 1 year anniversary. I'm like, dude, if I can't get King Bubble Slime after 1 year in Japan, it's bad enough that I can't do it after 6 months in global. Like,
Yeah.
when are they going to do it? Like, when
Yeah.
are they going to change it? When are they going to fix this problem?
We have 2 fearsome foes in the game. Add all them over after the 1 year. Add all, not all at once, maybe, but like add King Bubble Slime, add Umbra, add Armful as fearsome foes that you can grind, or something
Yeah.
for maybe load. Like I understand if you need to keep the FOMO alive, so people aren't like, well, we'll get it eventually. Maybe make it cost a lot of stamina. Maybe make it have low drop rates. I don't know. Make it a shitty grind, but technically possible, kind of like Iris's. But like just at least have it as an option. Like I would just like it to just be added as a fearsome foe, 30% drop rate after 6 months of it being in the game. Like, hey, you didn't have it
Yeah.
for the last 6 months, but now you can just get it for free. Go ahead and spend a day or two's worth of stamina, fully awaken it. You missed it for 6 months. That's enough of a FOMO because people know that it's going to be useful. Because the events are still a limited time. The EX fights are still a limited time. So you still might want that unit for an EX fight. So missing it for that is pretty brutal. But like Ragnar should still be in the game, and I don't know. Like, yeah, hopefully after the 1 year, they kind of address that issue as well.
Yeah.
We need these. I don't care. Like, it just doesn't make sense to do revival for banner units and then not do some sort of revival for free to play grindable units. That make them more rare than the S units. King Bubble Slime is in less accounts than Zoma is at this point, probably.
Yeah, and I mean this is basic gacha. Like, there's some basic things that gachas need that they're just not doing in this game. There's some really good parts. I enjoy playing. I mean, I'm pretty down on it right now because there's literally like I'm the ghost with my stand, but other than that, it's nothing to do. Like, I don't care about going through the story to farm awakenings anymore. So what else am I gonna do? Like, pile tomes up that I can't afford to use and
Yeah, I mean, I'm not using
rank
stamina
max,
refreshes. I'm saving it. I'm just doing ghost and then the missions, and then I'll do enough equipment to get a role that I like. But then I'm just gonna do main story awakenings probably, right? I'll go to battle roads is what I do. Um,
Mhm.
but I
Yeah.
can't do battle roads right now because I got to spend my stamina on other stuff. But still, Insane has a cool idea. All the missable A units should be in a rotating like bounty fight. Like for
Oh yeah.
1 week or for 1 month, maybe you can get King Bubble Slime, and then next month it goes to Armful because they're still adding more probably than that on a monthly basis. Well, maybe not, but like
Could
that'd
be
be a
a
great
weekend
idea.
only thing. Weekend only, like every weekend there's a different unit or whatever. Yeah, something like that. You just got to give them away, dude. The thing with King Bubble Slime is like, even if you only got like one copy of him or something, like
He doesn't need to be
it's
fully
just
awakened to be great.
it's weird that we're in this situation on global now. It's worrying that we know that after 1 year in JP, it hasn't changed.
Yeah.
11 months, but yeah, 1 year.
I'm actually going to be watching JP a lot for the 1 year because like I don't care when new events come out, really. Like that's kind of cool, but like 1 year, like this is like, hey, this is like when gotchas make changes, right? They like waiting
Yes.
for
Okay.
1 year. They like being like, hey, we've been out for a year. We're now a mature game. Here are like what Epic 7, I've never even played, but they have advertisements like, here's the update you've all been waiting for, free units, and here's all the changes that we're doing to these systems. Um, so this is like a great time to be like, hey, are they going to stay the course, or are they going to, I'm sure, I don't know what the complaints Japan has. Maybe their complaints are way different than ours. I don't know. But I assume it's going to be similar of complaints. I know a lot of Japan players are upset about missing King Bubble Slime and they're still waiting for it to come back. So like that's another thing that like, all right, hopefully they address that. Hopefully they address the general pool, because everyone that plays the game in Japan probably has mostly Max Awakened general pools because they've been playing twice as long as us, and we already have most of them awakened, or we have several Max Awakened ones. So expanding the general pool, maybe expanding the rates in the general summon, because no one does that anymore. Give people a reason to use the general summon. So yeah. We'll be looking for. I mean, I'm sure Shane's will let us know. But I'll be definitely be looking to see what happens. Fob, also let me know everything that changes in the patch notes for the 1 year if you can. We'll definitely address it when it comes out, because that's going to be about a month away, right? Or a little under a month, maybe.
They're actually, like I said, their game started July 16th, so it'll actually be
1 month from
1
right
month
now.
away exactly.
Awesome. All right. Well, I think it's about time to wrap up the podcast. Guys, thank you so much for being here. We'll be here again next week. Don't know what we're going to talk about next week. Hopefully the Juliante fight is here next week, the EX fight. I'm sure we're all going to stomp it easy because it's an event from the second month.
That's the one thing I'll enjoy is I felt like I had such a big wiener when I just stomped the first boss battle. So
yeah, just
yeah,
smack.
EX is gonna be like, yeah, it's gonna be pretty easy.
Yeah, hopefully we get some. Hopefully there's a update on the second week with a probably there's not gonna be a new banner or anything, but hopefully there's like a new the shop gets added a couple things. Maybe
Well,
some
we
more
already got
polls.
Sorry, we already got 10 or 10 scout tickets, so I'm
Yeah.
not
I'm not
not
expecting the shop
expecting
to get
that.
anything new, but
Yeah.
and they even had them both at the same price, separated, showing that they were originally two different things.
So
I
they made
hope,
a change. Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
So they made a change. That's good.
So I'm hoping we get more than just the EX fight. I'm hoping there's an EX fight and a small update, but we'll address those next week. We'll probably try to address less of the problems next week because we kind of just covered them all here. But then the following week should be when shit starts getting real in the game. Hopefully, if we don't have an update on that Tuesday or Wednesday, I think we just push the podcast back until we have news or something to talk about on that week.
Yeah.
Or we just do a
There's-
podcast about Dragon Quest in general. We just like talk about Dragon Quest 3 the whole time, and I'm cool with that as well.
We'll have to talk about something else because I mean I'm always the doom and gloom guy, but really there's no reason not to shit on the game right now. So yeah, we'll have to talk about something else.
Hey, I like the game, but I mean, I'm just grinding right now. I need more things to
This
do. I
this
agree.
month had nothing. Like this month had nothing praiseworthy. Like nobody should praise the game this month. Like
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like I'm the negative guy, but like we need to fucking complain to Square about this month. Like this was not okay. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
this might have been the lowest point of the game, and because we're still kind of coasting off the arena update, and they're just this was definitely a low point in the game for sure. Kind of like there was like a month like before arena came out, there wasn't really anything going on, and then we're at kind of the month before a big events. It seems like they're really just like dull, and I don't feel like it would be that hard to fill this of time with more campaigns. I know they did an event, but I don't know, like also add like just special banners that are like, I know there's revival banners, but I don't know, add some like triple rate banners for random shit. I don't know. Make their shit to talk about. People want to spend money, but I think once we get more game modes, we'll feel these times less. They just feel strong right now. Anyway, guys, I think that's gonna be it. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Platt and Chase signing out. Make sure to watch us again on the YouTube. Peace out, friends. I'll see you later.